Hello, this is Vicki Young. I'm the counselor for Kings High School, ninth and 10th grades. This is a recap of 8th grade family night. Kings High School has four pillars: academic excellence, Christian commitment, caring community, and a rich heritage. My job is to help with the transition. We're hoping that your students will find the grades that they're looking for, the friends and activities and classes that they hope to find. We do that by having friendly and supportive teachers. We also provide teams, clubs, and school activities. Our philosophy is that students who get involved get better grades, have less anxiety and depression, there's less school bullying, and better school spirit. So we try to provide clubs and teams and activities for them to get involved. We also have a program called Link Crew. It's a national program like Big Brothers and Big Sisters. These are juniors and seniors, King's juniors and seniors, that will be a Link Crew friend to your freshmen. We have an orientation 1 week before school starts for 4 hours. Students meet their Link Crew leader and a small group of students, do some activities, have a tour, get their schedule, and find the classes that they will be doing on the first day. We're hoping that this will provide a small group of people, friendly faces, and new friends. We also have a class called Healthy Living Core. It has two classes, fitness and health. We hope that this class will become a unifier for the ninth grade. It is a required class. Health has relevant issues and small group discussion. Fitness is a larger class and is gender separate. It will be the only gender separate class that a ninth grader will take. We hope that it will provide friendships for the girls, having a large class of girls together, and friendships for the boys, having their own gender in a class as well. We also provide communication and progress reports. Our school uses RenWeb for grading and teacher communication. Progress reports are sent out every 3 weeks so that you can have an up-to-date idea of grades. We also use daily progress with assignments and communication with the teacher. Communication from the principal's office is sent out every Friday with a list of activities and bulletin items that you will need to know about. We're hoping that you'll think about high school and plan for the success. One thing you can do is know your study style. Students are not required to have school supplies or a planner, but we know that they'll do better if they stay organized. So think through what kinds of things of products and planners a student will need to stay organized. We also have a lot of activities, dances, things that will be coming up that keep students busy. Think ahead about how much time you will need to spend for homework and activities so that you can keep your grades up. We want students to know that electives could be chosen any time of the day during the class. You could be doing electives first thing in the morning or at the end of the day. Might make a difference if you were doing a heavy sport or you needed to do a homework during that class. You might be thinking about when your electives would fall during the day. Ninth through 12th graders will be in all of your electives or most of the electives. So as an ninth grader, think about spending time with older students, how that might change the dynamic. We also allow for open campus during lunchtime. Now, of course, if a family has a different rule and says the student must stay on campus, that's fine and we appreciate that family rule. But you need to know that King's does not supervise the campus during lunchtime in that way. We allow students to leave. They just have to be on time for class right after lunch. So there is more freedom, which requires more responsibility. So be thinking and having the conversation at home about how to keep your student responsible and getting good grades. There is a theme in high school called advocating for yourself. We hope that after 4 years in high school, you are fully ready to advocate for yourself in college and your life beyond high school. So maybe it starts with baby steps, but we want a student to start to think of what they need and who they need to talk to get those things that they need. That might be the teacher, a counselor, or somebody else in the school. We provide a lot of activities for getting involved as we think that it creates a healthy, strong school and student. Here's a list of student life activities and some of the sports that are all of the sports that we offer. Let's talk a little bit about academics. We do have a block schedule. I want to explain our block schedule. We have 9 classes every year. We separate them into different terms. I'm going to start here with thinking through our whole year. It starts in September and runs the whole year until the end of, or the June. So September to June. We split our year into 2 parts, first term and second term. Each term is 18 weeks long. We do a whole year of curriculum in a half of a year, in 18 weeks. You could start, and we do it in 75-minute blocks. You do 2 days of homework every day and 2 days of lecture every day. So we go quickly through a year's term and we finish it in 18 weeks. Then we change and we start a new year's of curriculum and start going through the second term. So first term is 18 weeks. We finish out those classes and we start new classes and we go to the second term. For instance, if you started Spanish 1 in first term, you would go through the entire year's curriculum in 18 weeks and be completely done with Spanish 1, and you would be able to start Spanish 2 in your second term if you chose to do that and be completely done with Spanish 2 in the second term, completing 2 years of curriculum. We have 4 classes that are like that and 75 minutes for the first term and then 4 more classes for second term. That's a total of 8 classes. Those are our block classes. We also have one more class called Flex Block, and that starts in the morning. It's 50 minutes long. It's more traditional. It would go from the first of the year to the end of the year if you had a class that went all year long. It, it's held 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. On Friday, we take that time and do a chapel during that time. So Flex Block only meets 4 days a week. Some classes don't need a whole year of curriculum. And you can just cut this flex block into 2 and do 2 different types of classes if we allow for smaller classes, like driver's ed or SAT prep. Or if you wanted to try 2 of our electives that were offered in flex block, like choir or improv, you could split this flex block into 2 parts. For flex block, we have a final period in the middle of the year, about the end of January, and at the end of the year. So you would get a grade at the middle of the year and at the end of the year. For the terms, we have 2 semesters. We do our finals for first term in November and at the end of January, and second term we do finals the end of March and the end of the year in June. So you'd have 2 grades for this term as well. Here is a picture of our daily schedule. 50 minutes for flex block, and then um, 75 minutes for the first 2 blocks with a 10-minute break in between. Lunch is a half an hour, and then 2 more 75-minute blocks with a 10-minute break in between. I'm going to start by giving an overview of the four years, the whole high school experience. These are the classes that are required before you graduate. And then we'll go into just talking about ninth grade. So for the next 4 years, your student will need to have Bible 4 times, one Bible each year, one English each year with a total of 4 years. 3 times they will take history, plus they can count Washington State history if they took it in junior high. If they haven't taken Washington State history yet, they will need to take it before they graduate. So 3 years plus a Washington State history. 3 years of science are required. We recommend 4, and one of those sciences needs to be chemistry. 3 years of math, we recommend 4, and one of those maths needs to be algebra 2. You will need at least 2 years of foreign language. We recommend 3. 1 year of each health, fitness, a PE or a sport. If you do a sport, that counts for your PE credit. career concentration, which is a job skill or tech class, fine art, composition, which is a class that teaches you how to write papers, which will be helpful for college, and speech class. Those are the required courses. You also need a few other elective credits, but you can choose the way you want to use those. Excuse me. You will also need 40 volunteer service hours each year for a total of 160 volunteer service hours over the next 4 years. That's our overview. We will be keeping track of students, tracking them throughout the next 4 years. So not to worry, but we just want you to know what the overview is for the next 4 years. Here are the ninth grade requirements. Every ninth grader will take a Bible class, an English class, a health class, a fitness class, a math class, a science class, and then 3 elective courses. I'm hoping one of those courses would be a Spanish class. If you didn't know what to do with the other 2 electives, choose a fine art and a career concentration or tech class, and you'll be making progress toward your required classes. The blue sheet is the pre-registration form. I'll help you fill this out. This is how we collect all the information to know how to build our schedule. We want to provide classes that students want. We do give our electives first to seniors, then juniors, then sophomores, and then the ninth graders will take what's left over. We will be asking for your choices. Just know that you may not get all of the choices that you've asked for. We do ask for an alternative, and we will try and do the best that we can. So here's the form on the front side. Your name is required at the top. In the first box, the 3 classes that are listed, every student will take these classes. You don't need to do anything with this first box. The second box has choices of English or honors English. Circle the one you want. Biology or honors biology, circle the one you want. Math is recommended by your teacher, your math teacher of 8th grade, or we'll look at your transcript and decide what math would be next for you. But please write that, the math that would be your next math on this line. On the back of this page, there is all the elective choices. So write your first 3 choices and an alternative. If you don't know what to do, I would recommend a foreign language, Spanish, and maybe one from an elective from fine arts and one from career concentration. Please let us know what sports you're planning to take, as we will try and provide um, a balanced load. And if you were to take a sport that requires missing some classes, we might put you in a lighter class during the 4th block. Any information that would be helpful for helping us build your schedule would be important. Please put it here. Write as much as you feel comfortable. Things like, I'm worried about academic load, please give me light homework classes for electives, or I need to be um, uh, away for 4th block every couple of times. Just let us know what things would be a consideration for you. Your parent signature and student signature is needed on the bottom. This is the back of the page. It has all the electives listed here. I do want to highlight this one box here where the flex block classes are listed, of the ones that can be broken into 2 parts. If you choose something from this list, you are able to, you can do 2 classes. Just put them on one line for the elective. Couple things I want to note here for the electives. Swerve is our driver's education program. We hire Swerve to come in and teach our driver's ed and use their vehicle and their instructor. Swerve requires that the students in their class be 15 years old by the first day of class. School starts on September 1st next year. A student must be 15 by September 1st to be in the fall term class. This class is only half of the year. We start a new Swerve class in the spring term, which would be around the end of January. If your student is 15 by that date of the end of January, you could then start in second term. This class does have a fee. Next year's class will be $619 and that will be added to your tuition. We also have some music classes that require you spend half of the year in concert choir. So if you are in Abundant Life, you would need to be in concert choir for half the year in spring. These forms are due to Mrs. Hicks in the junior high by April 10th at 3:30. If it's past this date when you're reading this, you will just bring the forms in as soon as possible. Here's a few things I want to make sure I said. Just choose between the required classes and select the courses on the back for electives. AL was Abundant Life, I did mention that, and foreign language. We do have only Spanish at King's. We do it very well. We have 5 years of it, the fifth year being an AP class or a college level. And we recommend that you do at least 2 years is the required amount and 3 years is recommended. If you're taking Spanish 1 in 8th grade, I'd love to see you do Spanish 2 in ninth grade so there's no gap. And I talked about SWIR being offered for half of the year and giving me an alternative for your electives, really important so that we have an idea of the kind of classes that you would like to participate in. Core classes can be scheduled during the flex block. And core classes for ninth grade might look like algebra, Bible 9, Spanish 1. Again, this form is due on April 10th or later if you are just coming into King's, and you can get it to us as soon as you can. Our schedules will be done in the end of June. They posted more like July, and we do give the schedules out at orientation in August. Your student will have one in their hand and walk around and find their classes at that time. If there are if you find there is a mistake on your schedule when you get it, we want to know about it. We want to have students in the right class. So please let us know and we will make every effort to fix that as soon as possible. If you find that the classes that you've been given are just not possible for success, we want to know about that too, and we will try and make a change. You are allowed to change your classes up to 3 days into each term without any penalty. Just let us know during that time. Contact information is our last screen. I want you to know people that might be able to help you. My name is Vicki Young, and here is my email, vyoung@kingsschools.org, telephone number 206-289-7769. I will not be here during the summer. Judy Kelly and Nancy White, however, do work during the summer, and they could help you at that time. Super helpful. Judy Kelly is in the principal's office, and Nancy White is the high school secretary. I am so glad that you've chosen King's and that we will have you in the high school next year. Please let us know if we can be of assistance, and welcome class of 2019 to King's High School.